Yo, check. We are live, I think. What is up? Do these work? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna be trying something new. I want to start doing on Mondays now, which is reading the top devs stories, top stories from the week on the devs territory here on StackerNews. And I figured it was a good time to go through StackerNews' new local environment setup, which is so much easier. So I'm going to set up the new local environment, kind of walk you through the basics of it, and hopefully work on a few little StackerNews fixes that I'm working on for cross-posting. But yeah, we'll see how far into it we get. But yeah, I just want to... there's a lot of interesting content that just flies by every week in devs, and some of it I have a lot to say, and I'm not the quickest writer. So I was like, well, why don't I just talk through some of these stories on some streams once a week, and yeah, just kind of keep up to date with what's happening in devs. So pretty slow week overall. Well, actually, it's been kind of a crazy week for me. I've been working on a lot I'm really excited to share and to be working on stream soon, but just a bunch of shit I've had to do in the background to get it set up. But nonetheless, world moves on, Bitcoin moves on. We're above 70K again, so let's go. But yeah, I'm just gonna see how many of these stories I get through and see what we have interesting to look into. So starting at the top story of the week. Let's see, I'm doing this by Zap rank. I could do it by sats. The Zap rank would be, I guess, the higher trust score versus just the highest number of sats. So we'll do Zap rank. We'll probably touch on most of these anyway. So by Zap rank, this one is the top from Signal312. Cheapest way to put up a very basic website. Cool, so I know a couple of nonprofits that need a very basic website, more like a business card online. What's the cheapest way of doing this? Ideally something that has fairly easy interface, good for non-web developers, like Weebly or something, but cheap is more important. So this is a pretty interesting ask, and I think people would have different answers for this. It looks like top comment here, GitHub pages is the obvious choice that jumps out for me. GitLab pages, I've never used that. I'm guessing that's just like the self-hosted version, which is pretty cool. I didn't know you could do that. Cloudflare pages, probably a similar thing. So all of them offer free static website hosting with the support for custom domains. You can use Hugo, Jekyll, Pelican, Gatsby, or whatever static site generator you prefer. Okay, looks super interesting. They definitely don't appear to package free static website hosting as a package. I guess you have to dig around the sites and figure out how to do it. And null count says cheap, easy, quality, pick two. Cheap, easy is not quality. Easy, quality, not cheap. Example of Facebook page. Not cheap would be Wix or Squarespace. Cheap with quality, not easy, would be GitHub pages or self-hosting in general. Watch this tutorial on GitHub pages to decide if it's right for you. Okay, this is a really great oops, I just zapped the wrong comment. This is a good take right here, because yeah, it's definitely like a lot of times you are picking between trade-offs. And for me, what gets me excited is often cheap and quality, or free and quality, and then trying to wrap it up to make it as easy as possible. And so an example, actually a perfect example I have of this is, so my wife, Jana, she has plebpoet.com. She has this static website that I helped her put together. It looks pretty nice. She has like her articles, her art. She has the book that she wrote on here and stuff like that. And let's go to the GitHub. Sweet. And she's not a dev at all, but she knew some basic HTML and CSS from like high school. So I was able to show her just two things. I was able to show her how to use Vercel and then how to use GitHub. So obviously she has her GitHub account here. So we learned how to set up GitHub. We learned how to connect Vercel to your GitHub. And then what we did is we went to, we got a free HTML template. I forget what the website is. Yeah, HTML5 Up. This is a really good one, where it has like 30 or something. Really nice, just like HTML, CSS template websites. And so basically we took one of these. I actually think we took this one right here, exactly, Phantom. And we just kind of emptied out all the boilerplate and just replaced it with her text. And she knew how to like update the colors and do some basic CSS. And so from there, she was able to be kind of like empowered to kind of create and maintain and host her own website. Obviously, this isn't the option for everyone, but it's really nice to have full control. Because either, I mean, like, what was his name? Null Count said, like, you're either kind of outsourcing the, you know, this website that you're trying to get in the end. You're outsourcing it to someone else and you're just giving them the control, which means you're probably gonna have to pay for it. You're gonna have to deal with whatever processes and limitations they have. So it's like, that's always an option, and like you should do that most of the time. But there's a few times when you wanna take responsibility for something, especially if it's your own website. I think that is something worth doing. And just like a simple HTML and CSS template that you can host on GitHub for free, connect to Vercel. I mean, we could have put this on GitHub pages as well, all the same. I just like Vercel. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I think about it. And I did actually do, let's see, we did a workshop on this exact process. If you go into videos under Plebdevs, yeah, build your personal Plebdev portfolio site using HTML templates. So this is one I did a while ago, and it basically walks through this exact process from the beginning. But yeah, I mean, generally, like, I agree with what was being said here by Null Count. So Vercel has a free tier, yeah. Thanks, but what level of coding are we talking about? Yeah, exactly. Try card, website builder, unlimited bandwidth, unlimited storage. That sounds cool. Card with 2 R's. Card templates. This seems cool. What is this? Simple, free, fully responsive one-page sites for pretty much anything. This is awesome. I was just thinking, like, someone, because there's no reason why this can't be easy. Like, we have the tools to like host static websites. It's not that difficult. And yeah, I was just thinking, like, someone just needs to build like an easy builder for someone who's not technical to like kind of abstract all this stuff into the background. But okay, card seems cool, maybe. Sweet. Okay, so cheapest way to put up a very basic website. Honestly, good question. I'm gonna upload that. Yeah, GitHub, Netlify. Yeah, we like to build our own websites though. So we'll do that for right now. Okay, next story. This one is technical. I made a prototype library to enable off-chain buy-ins on discrete log contracts. Okay, sweet. So as a part of the Backdrop built hackathon, I elected to commit myself to making a prototype of the ticketed DLC protocol. Okay, what is this Backdrop build hackathon? I've never heard of this. Hundreds of builders take on the challenge of building and launching their crazy ideas in 4 weeks. Are you in? This is cool. AI, crypto, gross, gaming. Okay, it kind of just seems like a kind of generic tech, like hackathon platform. Backdrop build. Wonder who runs this. Okay, either way, that's cool. So I like to make myself a prototype of the ticketed DLC protocol proposed a few months back. 37 days later, here I am with a working prototype. Setting a deadline for yourself can really make a difference. Who knew? Wow. Okay, let's see what this protocol is. So off-chain ticketing for discrete log contracts. Wow, this is a lot. Let's bring our assistant in, Sam Altman. Sam Altman explained this to me. summarize this write up for me, a layman. Okay, did I get it all? Yeah. So discrete log contracts for ticketing. I'm just guessing this is like ticketing, like ticket to a show, ticket to a movie. So this article discusses a new protocol for executing discrete log contracts for Bitcoin aimed at improving scalability and efficiency, especially when dealing with large number of participants and smaller buy-ins. Traditional on-chain DLCs or participants deposit funds into a multi-signature contract and pre-signed transactions based on potential outcomes become impractical with many players due to the increasing transaction fees. Okay, so this is the current way of doing DLCs, I guess. It takes up a lot of space to add more participants. I see, because you need to pre-sign a bunch of transactions to have an outcome. So like a classic, I guess, DLC kind of contract would be like, who's going to win the election, who's going to win the Super Bowl. We kind of build a Bitcoin transaction together, and there's two possible, I guess there's two different transactions that might get broadcasted. This is where I don't understand DLCs. I know they do something cute with, what do they call it, adapter signatures. But it seems this is just solving the problem of just scalability, allowing more parties to kind of enter this bet or enter this contract. So the solution proposed involves a single market maker who fronts the overall value of the DLC, allowing players to buy in via the Bitcoin Lightning networks, significantly reducing on-chain transaction costs. Okay, so we're just taking the buy-in, instead of doing it on-chain, we're doing it through Lightning. The process is designed to work with both HTLCs, PTLCs, with the former currently available on the Lightning network. This concept utilizes a combination of public key aggregation, adaptive signatures, and off-chain payments to facilitate a scalable and trustless method for conducting DLCs. Players buy tickets off-chain, which give them a chance to claim a portion of the DLC's value depending on the outcome signed by an oracle. Okay, that's interesting. So it kind of seems like we're taking the same model of almost like there's two outcomes or there's two parties in this Bitcoin transaction. But then people off-chain are able to buy into, I guess, a share of either of those sides of the bet. So that seems smart. The benefits of this approach include minimal on-chain footprint, non-custodial risk for the market maker, and the potential for fungibility if the PTLCs are used. I don't understand that. This protocol can be applied to various use cases such as lotteries, multiplayer games, and crowdfunding. Damn, that's really cool. Okay, so he built this, the ticketed DLC protocol. The repo's here, TLDR. I should have read this first. A ticketed DLC is a discrete log contract, is an off-chain scaling protocol which lets many people buy into a conditional payment contract, okay, with no additional on-chain footprint and no additional trust required. One person buying in looks the same on-chain as 100 people buying in. All buy-ins and payouts for a DLC can be done over Lightning, eCash, or cross-chain via atomic swaps. Damn. If you're not already familiar with DLCs, check out this document. They're essentially a way of wagering on which outcome a semi-trusted oracle will sign. Yeah, and this is like always one of the big problems you run into with something like this is like you need an oracle, aka some authority that says, yes, Trump won the election, or yes, Biden won the election, or the Eagles won the Super Bowl. And there's certain situations where you don't really want to trust any single oracle. So it still seems like they're going with like the single oracle design here versus like, I don't know, I think there's scheme. I don't know if you can do this on chain with Bitcoin, but I know that there are schemes where you can have multiple oracles and they, you know, 2 out of 3 of them need to agree or something like that. Okay, so there's definitely still plenty of optimization, upstream interop work left to do, and having PTLCs on Lightning would make this so much more efficient on chain. But as proof of concept I can play with today, I'm incredibly happy with the result. It seems this could actually work in the real world, running against reg test. All tests are passing, and simulated players can buy into simulated DLCs simply by buying SHA-256 pre-images via Lightning. Okay. Ultimately, though, this is only a Rust library. There's nothing for a user to play with beyond running the integration tests. Okay, I see. I'm curious if y'all plebs would be interested in collaborating to build something that could work as a more interactive demonstration on testnet. Hit me up. Cool. Tony Giorgio says this could be huge. Bit over my head, but Ben the Carmen might find this really interesting. Yeah, man, I need a breakdown from someone on the other side of the curve. I need them to break this down for me, but kind of makes sense. I mean, it just seems like they're like, forget putting more parties into this like on-chain DLC. Let's find a scheme for letting people buy in with Lightning. And then the question is just how do you do that trustlessly, or without reducing trust, I guess, or increasing trust. It seems like that's the approach he's made here, but damn, that's really cool. I didn't see this throughout the week, so I gotta give this a few zaps. Yeah, it's really cool. I love what he says here in the beginning. Like, setting a deadline for yourself can really make a difference. And it's cool. It's just cool to hear stories like this where someone is working on an ambitious project. They set a deadline and they just go after it, you know, whatever it takes. I've done that before. It's been super useful. Doesn't always work out, but it's a good way to do it. Hey, I found a cowboy hat. I'm the worst top cowboy. I'm not a top cowboy. I'm a bottom cowboy. Brokeback Mountain. Okay, next one. BitShala's Bitcoin Protocol Development Study Cohort from Supratic. Oh, I forgot. StackerNews has this nice tweet embed here. I love this. Cool. So the guided study cohort application is still open. This one will be dense and intense. We'll test your seriousness for the depths of Bitcoin and its technical magic. If you're a starting level Bitcoin FOSS dev, this is specially crafted for you, starting tomorrow on April 26th. April? Am I getting my dates mixed up? Maybe they meant March, because this was tweeted out on March 24th. Anyway, attention Bitcoin devs and philosophers. Damn, I love that term, Bitcoin philosopher. That's what I should call myself. Devs and Bitcoin philosophers announcing the Bitcoin Protocol Development Cohort, completing BitShala's Bitcoin Quarterlet. So BitShala, oh no. I don't know much about BitShala. So Bitcoin Protocol Dev, 8 weeks. So designed by Chaincode. Okay, cool. So this is Chaincode, Bitcoin Development Cohort. So learn about the basics of Bitcoin Protocol, understanding Bitcoin Protocol, practical knowledge, certificate of completion. That's always cool. And then community. Okay. So online, weekly live session group. So you go over Bitcoin basics, advanced concepts, community engagement in 6 weeks. Okay, here we go. Here's the track. So welcome to Bitcoin Protocol Development Seminar. Then SegWit. Okay, so I guess this is probably legacy. SegWit, mining and network block propagation, P2P network, scripts and wallets, and next steps. Interesting. They have SegWit over here, but scripts and wallets on week 5. But hey, this seems cool. Shout out to Chaincode and BitShala. Love to see more dev education. So cool. Give you a few more zaps. All right. Do a few more stories here. C++ creator rebuts White House warning. Oh, okay. Interesting. So, on February 28th, I shared a news article reporting that the White House is urging developers to switch to memory-safe programming languages. Did you all ever see this story? This was pretty good. White House urges devs to switch to memory-safe programming language. So now I've got all my friends in Austin here telling me to use memory-safe languages, and now the damn president is telling me, like, come on, just let me use JavaScript. I'll switch to TypeScript once I'm in prod. But okay, White House, they're urging developers to use memory-safe programming languages. I mean, that's good. We should do that. So yesterday, Bjarne Strautstrup, the creator of C++. I've seen some interviews with this guy. He's a beast. So he wrote his response to this issue. Are we gonna? Ooh, this thing's probably gonna be long. No, it's not that long. Okay. So Biden administration seems, oh my gosh, seems oblivious of the strengths of contemporary C++ and the efforts to provide strong safety guarantees. So Bjorn has defended the widely used programming language in response to the Biden administration report that calls on developers to use memory-safe languages and avoid using vulnerable ones such as C++ and C. Okay, that's actually interesting. I did not know that they said to avoid using C++ and C. I was just assuming this is about me. It's about JavaScript, you know. Where did they say that? The new 19-page report gave C and C++ as two examples of programming languages, the memory safety vulnerabilities. Did they really not mention? Did they really not mention JavaScript? So they listed C#, Go, Java, Ruby, and Swift in addition to Rust as programming languages and considers to be memory safe. Yeah, I mean this like title of memory safe and memory unsafe that they're giving is a little bit arbitrary, because like you can have a C or C++ program that is memory safe or is not, and it's not based off the language, it's based off of the program itself, if it has memory leaks or not, right? Like am I reading this stupid? Okay, let's look at Bjorn's response. Okay, so Strupp pointed out the strengths of C++, which was designed in 1979. Damn. I find it surprising that the writers of those government documents seem oblivious to the strengths of contemporary C++ and the efforts to provide strong safety guarantees. On the other hand, they seem to have realized that a programming language is just one part of a tool chain, so that improved tools and development processes are essential. Safety improvement has always been a goal of C++ development efforts. Improving safety has been an aim of C++ from day one and throughout its evolution. Just compare to the C language, earliest versions of C++, blah, blah, blah. He said, much quality C++ is written using techniques based off of resource acquisition is initialization containers and resource management pointers rather than conventional C-style pointer messes. Okay, and I think he's in a much smarter way kind of saying what I was trying to say, which is like we have ways of structuring our programs to avoid memory leaks. I've never heard of resource acquisition is initialization. Wow, I hate that acronym. I've never heard of that, but I mean, it just seems like some other organization technique for your code, like OOP or functional, or maybe even something like ACID on databases, where you want like your database to be atomic, consistent, isolated, durable. But I don't know. It's pretty interesting. There are two problems related to safety. Of the billions of lines of C++, few completely follow modern guidelines, and people's notions of which aspects of safety are important differ. I and the C++ Standard Committee are trying to deal with that. Okay. Well, that was kind of less interesting than I thought. I mean, it just seems like the White House made like a very sweeping statement about what is and isn't memory safe, and that you should use memory safe languages because of the cyber pandemic that's coming. But then, yeah, what's his name? Bjorn is just out here saying like, yo, you all are doing it wrong. We can make memory safe C++ programs. We've been doing it since 1979. Pretty interesting. Okay, let's do a few more stories. Introducing code scanning autofix powered by GitHub Copilot and CodeQL. So now in public beta for GitHub Advanced Security customers. I don't know what that is. I don't think I'm one of those. Code scanning autofix helps developers remediate more than 2/3 of supposed alerts with little or no editing. Okay, so these are like the alerts that you get. Like, I probably have these right now. Like if I go to unread notifications, yep. They're all security vulnerabilities. That's literally, I absolutely hate GitHub notifications. I mean, they don't tell me anything I want to see. Like, your PR has been approved. They don't tell me that, but they're like, hey, this repo, this shitty website you built 5 years ago has like a vulnerability. I mean, it's nice to know about vulnerabilities. It is nice. It's just when that's the only notifications. So yeah, I guess this is what's referring to, these kinds of vulnerabilities. Okay, let's check it out. So found means fixed, introducing code scanning, autofix powered by GitHub, Copilot, and CodeQL. Interesting. Okay, code scanning autofix covers more than 90% of alert types in JavaScript, TypeScript, Java, and Python, and delivers code suggestions shown to remediate more than 2/3 of found vulnerabilities, little or no editing. Okay. Our vision for application security is an environment where found means fixed by prioritizing the developer experience in GitHub Advanced Security. We already help teams remediate 7x faster than traditional security tools. Code scanning autofix is the next leap forward, helping developer. Okay. How does it work? How it works. When a vulnerability is discovered in a supported language, fix suggestions will include a natural language explanation of the suggested fix, together with a preview of the code suggestion that the developer can accept, edit, or dismiss. In addition to changes to the current file, these code suggestions can include changes to multiple files and the dependencies that should be added on the project. Okay, let's just see what it looks like.
Code security.
Okay, so you see an alert, and it gives you an explanation. That's pretty nice. It's too small, I'm sorry. Dismiss suggestion, commit fix, edit. Oh, wow. That's pretty nice. I like stuff like this where it's like, it's not asking you to introduce something new into like your coding workflow. It's more of just like, hey, we're just gonna read your repo. We're gonna give you these, what should be no-brainer suggestions and timeless suggestions. I kind of like that, especially for, I mean, things where, I don't know, you're using a library that's been used a million times, like Express, but maybe you're a new developer and you're using Express for the first time, and there's these little gotchas, these, you know, little vulnerabilities you may not know about. It would be nice if, even like in a syntax highlighter, if there was a special kind of syntax highlight for like, hey, there's a small vulnerability in this piece of code. I mean, something like that would be cool. Like something that you can ignore, but something that's like showing you right inside the code. But yeah, I think doing it via PR is also really cool. I have something, a bot that I set up literally forever ago. Let's see. I might have, no, I don't have the PR from it. Let's look at my closed PRs. Okay, yeah, so image bot. This is really cool. So this is a bot that just like, I just attached it to my GitHub, and it essentially, every time I upload an image to a repo, it just takes that image and it just reduces the size of it, and then it opens a PR. And so like I can ignore it if it's just a throwaway project. I don't care about optimizing it. I can just ignore the PR. But like it's nice. I've been working on my new portfolio website, and it has a bunch of images on it. And just like as I've been, oh no, it's supposed to be Bitcoin. Oh, that was the old development link, bitcoinpleb.dev. Yeah. So yeah, just a ton of images here, and like as I was adding images and changing them, it was just opening up more PRs, just kind of optimizing them. And it doesn't reduce the quality or the size or change anything. It just seems to get rid of, like, not even get rid of, it seems to just compress it. But yeah, I mean, that's a cool example of something like that. And I feel like these kinds of bots are a little bit underutilized. So yeah, it looks cool. I mean, I'm not going to pay for it anytime soon, but that looks cool. Okay, the Wild Hustle, GitHub. So this is a cool story. Hey freaks, it's your favorite dev LARP here, the Wild Hustle. Just reporting on my 1-year dev journey so far. So the Wild Hustle initially started out with 100 days of Python on Replit. Never finished, got to day 50. Day 50 is pretty far. I've never done 100 days of code. I mean, I've coded 100 days in a row, but it was, it wasn't a plan. It just happened. So, I mean, it's, I don't know. These aren't my kind of things, but a lot of people like to do this. But still, day 50, that's a lot. That's a lot of experience, like writing Python 50 days in a row. Then Hustle gravitated to, I love how he's speaking in the third person here. It's pretty badass. Then Hustle gravitated towards the Plebdev and Nostrdev course. Let's go. Never finished the Nostrdev course. It's okay. We need to update it. There's some Nostr has become, or the Nostrdev course has become a little bit outdated, sadly, over the last year. With help, Hustle was able to submit a PR to Ellen Bits to fix an issue with their account manager. Hustle volunteered to create a Nostr login for Friendster and never was able to get the thing working. Damn. Okay, well this is cool right here. So first PR. Yeah, so this is a hard one here. I mean, it took me like 3 years, I think, from when I started coding before I got my first kind of like open source PR merged in. It's hard. I mean, even if you're working on a really simple issue, and this is what everyone tells you to do, it's like start with something simple. Look for issues with the tag good first issue or something like that. And that's all fine and good, but you're still dealing with the whole app, the whole environment yourself. You have to get it running. You need to be able to parse through the entire code base. Not all the time. Maybe if you're just updating documentation, it's a little more simple. But my point is, it's a difficult task for junior devs. And a lot of times when you try and go to work on your first open source issue, this might be the first time that you're actually seeing like a real production app. Because at this point you've been building to-do list apps or example projects on YouTube or something like that. So it's a really big jump. And it's something that people kind of just like throw out and tell you like, oh, go contribute to open source, go like do a good first issue. But it really is difficult. So, give yourself proper credit for getting one of these in your first year. That's a huge achievement. So nowadays, Hustle is using the GitHub as a temporary location for the Freedom Trek rap podcast script. Okay. Storing and updating NixOS flakes and home manager stuff. Based. A location for poorly designed noob sauce coding projects, my favorite. And a place to track and swoon over FOSS projects. Amazing. So roadmap is selfishly use the NixOS territory to level up my Nix skills and post the latest Nix news for sats. It's a good plan. Get more acquainted with and regularly write code for an open source project, probably SN, LN Bits, or Cashew. Update and play around with projects already in my repo. Finish Nostrdevs, Plebdevs courses, workshops, and tutorials. Shout out to Bitcoin Plebdev and Captain Stacks. Sweet. Well, thank you. Shout out to you. We're not doing anything. You're out here grinding, and that is hard. The first year of being a developer is absolutely the hardest, and most people don't make it. I was imagining when I was early on learning how to code, I did actually give up multiple times. I kind of gave up and had to start back from zero. It's very painful, and it takes a huge hit to your just confidence and your sanity. But I started building up this framing of my mind of imagining, all of the people in the world trying to learn how to code. Like, how many people in the world do you think are trying to learn how to code? Like maybe 100 million, maybe 200 million, maybe 500 million. Maybe that's overshooting. I don't know. But there's a lot of people that want to or kind of try to learn how to code. And so I imagine myself as like almost in competition with all these people. I'm in this group of 100 million. And as I make it to more and more milestones, I'm getting into a smaller and smaller group of more expert devs, right? So you're in the group of 100 million. You just want to learn how to code. Well, once you write your first bit of code and maybe push your first program or your first basic website to GitHub, all of a sudden you're in a new echelon because the 100 million people haven't done that. Maybe only 50 million people have done that, right? And then maybe once you release your first app, or maybe once you get your first user, and you make your first open source contribution, you're just whittling down and getting into more and more scarce territory. And that's kind of the mindset I took on, is just become more and more of a valuable developer, get more and more of these milestones behind me, and it will help build up your confidence. And I mean, also it's just the experience, it's the dirt that you have to eat to get there. So just try and frame it and make it fun, and realize that it's a long journey and there's going to be a lot of L's along the way. But the L's don't matter, like the losses and giving up on a project, that doesn't matter. What matters is these milestones and these wins, because they take you into a whole new echelon of developers. And so that was a really good mindset for me. And like, I would encourage anyone, like, I guess in a similar position as a Wild Hustle, or I don't know, if you're even just thinking about learning how to code, you know, take on this mindset. Just start with something simple, and you know, realize that you can get further and further, and get more and more into a scarce skill set and kind of a scarce community of developers. I don't know if that makes sense for you, but it makes a lot of sense for me. But yeah, shout out to the Wild Hustle. I love this sharing and building in public, especially when it's not all butterflies and bubblegum and fun. Like, there's a lot of things that you try and that don't work out. So shout out to the Wild Hustle for sharing. I wish I could zap this more, but the zaps are forwarded to me. Sweet. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go to the Plebdevs. More C++ safety. Okay, I think that's a good time to cut off. So read through, what is this? 4, 5, 6 stories. So that's pretty good. That's not bad. Yeah, I think I want to do this every week. So shout out to the StackerNews posters on the devs territory. Love you all. You're making my dream come true. Let's move into the next segment here, which is actually going to be working on StackerNews, or really first and foremost, setting up the new StackerNews dev environment. So if I go, I'm here at my version of StackerNews. Am I up to date? Cool, I'm up to date. So we can just look at this. So Keon was telling me he's been working on improving just the dev environment, getting things set up for StackerNews, making it easier to get started. And this is amazing. And he wrote a whole new README explaining it. So I'm going to walk through this and show you how it's working on my machine. Yeah, I just want to say, for me, this is really cool, because years ago, I wanted to work on StackerNews, and I didn't even know anyone in Austin or Keon at the time, and I wanted to work on StackerNews, and I couldn't get it running locally. And I actually have, let's search login locally. I have this issue. Oh wait, this is on mine. I need to go to the original. Login locally, issues. Here I am. So December 28th, 2021. So I'm trying to get like ngrok working here, and Keon's trying to walk me through it, and it kind of didn't work out. But anyway, weird random tangent origin story there. So, you know, getting these projects running for the first time can be hard. In fact, I said this recently, like, sometimes what's harder than any bug is actually just getting something to run locally for the first time. And so that is definitely the case for a lot of open source projects, even if they are using Docker, which StackerNews is. But now it's easier than ever. So I'm going to walk you through it. So we have this new sndev script, set of scripts that was built here. And so all you're really going to need to do is right here, like it says, clone the repo. You need to install Docker, and we need to have Docker open. So I have the repo here. I'm on master. Let's just make sure I've got my latest. I am on the latest. Let's zoom in. This is kind of small. We'll zoom in. like that. I think that looks fine. Sweet. Okay. Let's go to README. Okay, so you are going to clone down StackerNews, and you should just have your repo open like I do, and you should be on master, be on the latest. You actually don't have to be on master. That's not true, but just make sure you're on the latest. And the next thing you need is we need to have Docker desktop open. You just need to have it open. You don't need to manually run anything. And so I ran this earlier for the first time, just because the first run takes a really long time. So I just went ahead and did it up front, but it will be the very same kind of process for you. So you've got the repo cloned down here. You have it open. We have our terminal open. So now we can start playing with these scripts. So very simply, we can start the development environment with /snddev start. And then we have these other commands that we'll look at that will help us log in as a NIM. It will let us fund and withdraw with LND. And then there's some other things you can do here. Cool. So let's do /snddev start. Oh, I need a space. Okay, cool. So now the Docker Compose is going to spin up. So all this stuff was already cached for me. So for you, this first step with all this blue text, it's going to be pulling everything down from the cloud. So this will take a while. It'll take a while for you. That's fine. Only the first time. After that, it should cache all these containers. And we see all these containers. These are a part of the StackerNews dev environment. So there's a million things happening in my terminal right now. We can see this is yellow, so it's not fully spun up. It's still starting up. There was a point in time where I knew what all of these Docker images were for, but I do not anymore. But for the most part, where we're going to be hanging out is in the app image right here and in the DB. They have an image proxy. We've got a Bitcoin node here. Looks like this is being put together with Polar Lightning. They have open search. I'm not sure what this is. S3, it seems like this is for local like image storage or something like that. So you can play around with like the uploading image features. Chandler, I don't know what this is. Some channel handler. We have SNLND. So StackerNews, maybe a StackerNews wrapped LND node. There's an OS dashboard, a worker, that's just a regular worker. And this is what usually starts up last. And then we have Stacker LND, which I don't know what the difference between that and SN LND is. But anyway, those are all of our containers. It looks like we're close to getting everything spun up. So yeah, I mean, even with having everything run the first time and having it cached, it still takes a few minutes to start up. Or I guess like 2 minutes. But maybe it's not helping that I'm streaming. But either way, we'll know that it's ready once we see it'll kind of spit out a localhost 3000 for us to connect to. Wait for open search to start. Okay, there we go. So this is at this point when you see this localhost in next, we should be ready to render. It looks like there's an issue with the open search container, or maybe it's just the worker here. That's fine. Let's see if we can get this loaded. Let me try and start this manually. Worker. Okay, the worker dev script is running. There we go. It looks like it was just kind of a weird startup with the worker. Can we load our page now? Compiling. Compiled in 18.2 seconds. Was that my... Doesn't look compiled to me. Dependency failed. Container app is unhealthy. Live demos, am I right? Okay. Let's just stop this and we'll restart it. And we'll take another minute here, but I actually need to take a very quick 30-second break. I'm just gonna grab some water, but I'm gonna start this up again, so we should be fresh and ready to go from that point. Okay. So let's try this again. All right, I'll be right back in 1 second. All right, are we running here now? Everything except for the worker. Once again. Oh, here we are. Localhost 3000. Renders. Still taking a really long time here. Yeah, it might just be because I'm streaming at the same time here. Docker definitely is a hungry beast. Yeah. Well, either way, we are able to get it kind of running here. Let me go log out, refresh. Okay, started the worker manually again. I'm still rendering here. Everything's running now. Yeah, going a little slow, so we might not be able to do all that I want to do here, but I can at least show you how to log in. So I was already logged in from my, it was cached to my local storage from before, but I'll go ahead and show you. So for you, hopefully you should just be able to run sndev start, and that should just work. All that I really did here was like I saw that the worker container wasn't running, or it errored out, so I just started it again manually. Hopefully you don't have to do that. I hadn't had a problem with this until I was trying it live. But either way, things are running, we're rendering. Okay, so next is logging in. So we can do sndev login to login as a nim, and we can create any nim to do that. So while this is running, you can go ahead and open up a new terminal, and we can do /sndev, and we'll do login, and we can put any name here as our nim. So I'll put Plebdev as my nim. Okay, cool. And it gives me this link to open in the browser. This is a really cool way of doing this. So it basically creates my nim user and gives me a whole new window, so I can just close this one out. And great, look at that. And so from here, the next thing you might want to do, like, okay, we have an account, but we still can't post because we don't have any sats. And so this is something else we can do, is we can fund our wallet with sndev. So I'm going to go ahead and do fund, and I'm going to fund for 3,000 sats. I'm going to generate an invoice. Give it a second here. Cool. And first of all, I can see because of the Ellen BCRT, this is, wait, is that testnet or reg? It's reg test. So this is actually the reg test node that's running in the Docker Compose container, which is really cool. So now I can do sndev, and I can do fund. So there's fund and withdrawal. So fund will pay a Bolt 11 for funding. So I can do fund, and then I can put in this Bolt 11. And look at that, payment hash, description, destination, fee limit, and confirm payment. I'll say yes. Ooh, very nice. Give me a little chart. Resolve time, 0.282. And if I go back here, I see that my sats are deposited. And I have it, and I can now go create a post. And this will all just be, of course, on my local database, my local dev environment. But for some of the features you might be working on StackerNews, you know, you might need to post, you might need to tip. So let's just go into like Bitcoin discussion. Yo, ha ha ha. So I can post that, and we see it charged me. Oh, only 1 sat to post in Bitcoin on local. That's a good deal. But okay, we see that works. We see my my items here. I can edit it. So sweet. So one other thing we can do with the wallet here is we can you know, small chance you might need to do this depending on what kind of feature you're working with. So I can go to withdraw, and it's going to ask me to put in an invoice. But where I actually get this invoice is from sndev. So let's clear. So I can do sndev withdraw, and I believe I can put in an amount. So let's withdraw 420 sats. And it should, yep, it gives me an invoice. Copy that. Paste this in, withdraw. It worked. Okay, cool. So right there, that's a lot of, maybe all the actions you'll actually need to work on any features you might want to work on. We also have, we can do PSQL to just go right into the PSQL command line interface into your local database, which is very nice. I haven't tried these yet, dev PR, so fetch and check out a PR. Okay, that's pretty nice. So you probably just put in a PR link. We've got lint to run the linters, which is something you'll want to do before you commit. And we have some pass-throughs here to get access to LNCLI and SNLND and LNCLI and Stacker LND. I still don't know the difference between these two containers. I need to figure it out. I'm sure it's documented somewhere. But cool, that is basically the new way of starting up the StackerNews dev environment. So not too difficult, maybe just a little bit of time and resource intensive here, at least right now while I'm streaming. But I've got everything up and running, and so that's cool. And so I guess the next thing I want to do is work on a small PR for a small fixed PR for cross-posting links to Noster. So I'm going to get into this, and I guess first and foremost I'm going to make a branch. So are we still running? Yeah, we're still running in our other terminal, so I'm just going to make a branch here, and I'm going to dive in. I'll kind of explain to you what I'm trying to do here. So let's check out a new branch. You can check out -b. We'll call it bug fix. Call it cross post link context. So there's this context field that was kind of a newer addition to the links that I wasn't aware of when I was working on the cross posting of links. So right now when we cross post links, we don't cross post this context field as well. So this is one I want to add. It should be pretty easy, but we'll kind of get to look into the current Noster stuff that's here. So it might be a little bit of fun. Okay, so we're on our new branch. Very cool. And so I think where we're going to be here is this use cross poster. So basically all of the Noster stuff lives inside of, we have a noster.js file somewhere here. Oh, it's in tools or utils, something like that. Scripts, lib. Yeah, so lib slash Noster. Noster.js. So this has a bunch of the stuff like this, you know, hex to bec32. We have publish a Noster event function. This is a cross post function that basically all the events should already be formatted and everything, and they get passed into here to be cross posted across a bunch of relays and give you toast messages depending on what happens. So that's what's happening inside of Noster.js here. But the use cross poster, this is what actually has all the cross posting logic, and it's pretty, I guess it's not super dense, but I've spent a lot of time in here. And basically at the top here we have these functions, which are kind of nice to have at the top because they're showing you exactly the format of each of the post types or item types on StackerNews and how they're going to translate into Noster. So we have discussion to event, link to event, poll to event, and bounty to event. And maybe later here I'll be adding reply to event. We'll see. But for right now, I want to look into the link to event. So right now, link to event, this is one of the more simple ones. It's the only Noster event that we have it's not a parameterized replaceable event, which basically just means that it's not an event type that we can update. It's just the kind one, right? So this is the equivalent of a tweet on Noster. It cannot be edited. So that is one downside, like something inside of an edit window. Like if you edit a link, you won't replace that cross-posted note. You'll actually just make a new one. So this is something, I mean, I want to clean up in the future and have kind of a cleaner solution for, but it just made sense to post these as kind one at first instead of overcomplicating it with this is the long form NIP23 like parameterized replaceable event. But this is just kind one. And so right now, pretty simple. I'm just taking the title and the URL, and I'm just breaking a line in between them, and that's just how I'm formatting it. So my dumb simple idea is that I'm just gonna do the same exact thing once again, \n, but I'm gonna do item dot context, 90 and $sign here. So is it gonna be this simple? I'm not sure. So that's what I hope to get, but the question is, are we even gonna get the context on the item? And I guess first and foremost, I wanna see how the links are formatted on StackerNews, first and foremost. So let's go see if we have a link post here. Hi, I don't know why I'm here, but big love from Londe. What's up? Welcome. I don't know why I'm here either, honestly, but big love back to you. Cheers. Happy Monday. Okay, is this a link? Store special. JPL, what is up? Welcome. This is a link type. Copy link. Cool. So it looks like how StackerNews is formatting these. We have title and the link is next to it, and then this is the context, it appears. So for my end, I guess I'll probably do title, link, context, and that's just how it'll look on Noster. Seems simple enough, so let's give it a try. So, should I just cross post it raw? So I have all of these fake accounts. I don't even want to dox them because I do so much with these fake accounts, but I might just post from a fake account and see what we get back in here. So let's console.log item. We'll say item in link to event. And I'm gonna take this out for right now, just in case it throws an error. Item in link to event. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna cross post a link, and let's see what we get if we do it. So I'm gonna post, and I'm already logged in thanks to SNDev. I'm already funded thanks to SNDev, and that was easy. So I don't need to think about that. I can just start getting my hands dirty, which is cool. Okay, we'll post this into Bitcoin, do a link, title. Okay, and the context is under here. So I guess it's interesting. Context is optional, so that's something we want to consider here. You know, like, might not have context. Okay, but let's try it. Context. This is the context, my guy. Okay, and we'll check the cross post to Noster button here, and it should now prompt Albie to open up and have me sign it. Okay, here we go. Sign it. And I'll open up my console. Okay, cool. So it cross-posted successfully, and I've got my item in link event. So let's look at what we have here. A bunch of fields, but do we have the context field? Because that's what I need. Text. So context is called text for links. Interesting. Okay. So I guess there's going to be two different possible contents here. One where we just have title and URL, and one where we have all three. So given that, I guess I'm going to do some kind of condition here. So I'm going to say let content field. So that content field. And I'm going to say if item.text. I'm going to say content field equals item.text, item.url, except this should actually be title \n and then item.text. Else content field is just the title and the URL. And then this would just be content field. I don't know if I like this right now, but I mean, it's very simple code, so. Content field. Okay, so we should be able to try this again. So now, first I can actually go and check the Noster note here and see what our first post looks like. Well, this opens up a whole new tab. So I see tester, sorry, and there's my link. The single line break. Damn, GitHub Copilot is so useful. It is useful. I don't know. I pay for it, and I'm like, it's kind of hard to justify in a way. Like, it's very useful, and I just use it effortlessly, but I only use it as autocomplete. Like, anytime that there's, like, I don't know, like some kind of, I can't even create a syntax error. Well, like if there's some kind of type error, like you can right click and you can say like, what is it? Oh, it's not here right now. But when there's an error, it basically gives you a prompt to like have Copilot explain the error. Or have Copilot fix the error. Like, it's never able to fix my errors, and usually what it generates for me, like via autocomplete, is like 80% correct, or maybe like 70% correct, and it's like, okay, that's good enough to go through with the autocomplete, but it's hard to say that it really makes me better. It's kind of just a quality of life thing. But I don't know. I imagine it will get a lot better, because like Copilot is reading more and more of your repo like over time, or like they're able to take more and more context in, so they're able to give you better answers. But I mean, definitely as a junior, or just when you're writing stuff like API endpoints where you know what it's going to be, it's just very repetitive. That's where I really like to use it. But it's still like, I'm glad I have it. I'm just like, I don't know if I'll pay for it forever. Okay, so let's, I guess let's cross-post a new link here. And let's see if it works. Go back here again, link, tester again, baby. https://google.com. And then my context here, this is the context, cross-post. Let's see how it looks. Confirm. Cool. Right, let's see it on Noster. Okay, well, I mean, it all got in there, but the single line break looks really ugly with 3 lines. I'm thinking that now. Let me look at like through a normal client. We'll go to no strudel. I think I'm already logged in. Yeah. Yeah, also there's these white spaces here. White space, white space, white space. Okay, cool. So I think really what I'm going to do is like a single line break here, no space, and then a double line break, no space for the context. Because I mean, that's kind of how you would format it if it was a tweet. So I'll fix that. For the record, for y'all that are watching and you don't know about Noster, this is what's so cool about Noster, is that, you know, I've got content here on StackerNews that I'm posting. and people might be zapping it on StackerNews. But then I can cross-post it onto Noster, and I'm pulling it up on NoStrudel. I can pull it up on a dozen different clients. It's reaching audiences. It's reaching people that don't even know about StackerNews, and they can see it, they can interact with it, and they can zap it. So I think cross-posting is really powerful, and I'm like super bullish on Noster cross-posting. Like, I'm bullish on platforms like StackerNews that are like, they're doing what they do. It's not a walled garden, but it's a very curated community, you know, but at the same time that they're able to interoperate with like a different open protocol. I think that's super powerful. So that's kind of what's going on here with the Nostr cross-posting. And like normally, I mean, people are just posting right to StackerNews, but you can always hit that checkbox. If we go link options, this checkbox is always here. And if you have any kind of Albi or any kind of NIP07 Nostr signer, it will work. So it's pretty damn cool. Okay, let's reformat this ugly ass link and do it right. So first of all, here there will be no space. There will be no space here, except we're gonna break a double line. Take out the spaces here as well. Okay, and that should be more like it. Did I save that? Yes. Okay, let's try again. Testing a link. Nostr.com. Let's see. Context. Alright, let's see how this looks. Couldn't find it. Oops. Okay, there we go. Okay, the double break, that looks better, I think. Show one new note. Testing a link, baby. There we go. This is my context. I'm saying something about the link I posted above. Cool. I think that looks pretty good. I'm wondering if I want to do this different. Because I am just going to push this up in a PR. So let's think about this code for a second. So I'm letting this, so if item.text. So this is the optional parameter that may or may not be present. So this is our special content field if it's present. Otherwise, we just have the title and the URL. The title and the URL should already be here, I believe. But where does link to event? Let's go crawl backwards and see where this all comes together. So link to event. Oh my gosh. Okay. So link to event gets called inside of the switch statement, which is handle event creation. Handle event creation gets called on cross-post item. And cross-post item gets called on handle cross-post. Cool. Yeah, that's what I was saying. This is kind of a little bit dense. And then this is what gets returned, and this is our hook. And so this is what the actual component will call as handle cross-post. So let's start here. So handle cross-post. Get an item ID. We check to see if window.nostr is available. If item.id. We fetch item data. Cross-post result equals cross-post item. So fetch item data with the item ID. Pass an item ID, fetching an item from the database, and we just simply return data item. Okay. Okay, fetch item data, and then cross post result with just whatever we get back. Yeah, so this fetch item, so since like the only variable we're passing is item ID, this should literally just fetch all of the fields on the item. So we shouldn't have to worry about missing fields. I guess that's what I'm worried about with this like conditional statement. Like it's really simple, but I just don't want to end up in a scenario where maybe like I'm expecting we have a field that we don't have. We didn't go into cross post item. Oops. Item, handle event creation. That's where we kind of do the link to event. We get our event, and then we simply just cross post it. Okay. So fetch item. Where's fetch item coming from? This is, okay, use lazy query. Sweet. So we have the item full fields, the pull fields. Item full and pull fields. Okay, so let's go look at these item full fields. Item full should have literally every single field that we could possibly need. So this query should cover, I mean, every case. Like there shouldn't be any missing fields. Text, root. And we spread the item fields first and foremost. Item fields. Title URL. Sweet. So interesting thing here. Yeah, so this is the whole reason that I needed to goddamn, where's that query again? Okay, the whole reason I need to make this query like this is because the item fields themselves do not contain text. Only the full fields do. So item full fields plus the pull fields, and of course the pull fields will just have the pull results. Where was I? It's back here, item full fields. Yeah, okay, because you notice that item fields here, there's no text property. We have title, we have URL, but we don't have the actual text. So this was a problem I was running into. And so with item full fields, we have all the item fields plus, look at that right at the top, text. I mean, I think text should be in the item fields. I don't know, I'm sure there's a reason it's done like this, but okay, either way, that query looks correct. Like we shouldn't end up in a scenario where we get back a link without a title or a URL, because it shouldn't even be allowed to be posted, because these are not, you know, optional fields for a link. So I could be a little bit more paranoid with this, but I think I like it how it is. So yeah, it's just simple. You end up with one or two context fields. Sweet. Cool. Damn, is that really all we needed for this? There's one line change or like 3 line changes? Yeah. You know, the way I had this formatted before, I had a space in here. So I was doing it ugly before. I'm so mad at myself. I can't believe I didn't notice that. Okay, whatever. It's fixed now. So let's just do it. Let's add everything. Actually, wait. I'm gonna do /snddev lint, and I will lint my code. Make sure there's no issues. Standard lint. Oh no, did I freeze? I don't think I froze. The music's just repetitive. Okay. Okay, standard fix. To automatically fix some problems, we have an extra semicolon, trailing spaces. Okay, I think I can do npx standard dash dash fix, maybe? Okay, that seemed to work. Now if I run SNDEP lint again, there should be no issues. Man, why is it taking so long? Okay, there we go. So no issues, cool. So git add everything, git commit dash m, add context field. To cross-posted link if present. Okay, I think that's clear. Git push. Am I on my... Yeah, this is my StackerNews, so this should just push branch to my repo. Upstream origin. Bug fix cross-post link context. Okay. New branch, go back to GitHub here. Okay, cool. So push to mine. So StackerNews master from this. Yeah, so add context field to cross-posted link if present. List the new context. Field. Adds into the cross-posted event content if present. The cross-posted link will be formatted like so. Do like do. Oops. I'm actually just gonna put an image here. I'll just take a screenshot of my dude from noster.com. Do I still have that open? I need the note ID. Details. Not those details. View raw. IDs. Okay, event ID. noster.com/event ID. Let's try this one. Okay, cool. A cross-posted link with the context field. We format it like so. Cross-posted link event. Format it like so. I still want to do the code snippet here. I don't know. I'm just built like that. I just wanted to I want someone to be able to read the PR description and know everything they need to know. MWRL. Okay. Sweet. Let's create this PR. Oh, they have a bot here. Coder Rabbit AI. Oh, Keon was telling me about this. Automated reviews, summarization. That's pretty cool. Line by line review, code base verification. Damn. I'm sure you have to pay for this, yeah. Trial. Man, this seems useful though. If I had like, yeah. If I was maintaining a big open source project like StackerNews, I would want to have something like this as well. Especially if there's a lot of people contributing to it. So that's cool. Looks like I'm passing lint checks here. So that's great. Cool. We'll leave that open and we'll see what happens. Until then, let's go back to check out master. And let me make sure I'm still up to date. Because Keon might just be pushing commits. Oh, I need to go to my fork. Look at this four commits since I started working on that feature. That's kind of amazing. That was like, what, 30 minutes? And I'm already behind 4 commits. Man, this guy's a monster. How am I supposed to... What am I doing here? Okay. The fork is synced. Get pull. Master, okay. Sweet. You want to hear a joke? Why do Bitcoiners only use plasticware at our meetups? It's because we don't like hard forks. Okay, new branch. Let's go. Check out -B. So this one's gonna be cross post replies. Dang, I need to update. Update my notes here. We've done a majority of this now. So local ENV setup. We did that. Cool. Okay. I don't get it. I'm French too. Doesn't help. It's actually a joke about the French people. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I have a bunch of niche Bitcoin jokes. I need to get some more mainstream jokes. If you ever try and write a joke for children, that's very hard. It's an interesting challenge. I give you all that challenge if you're watching. Try to create a genuinely unique joke that you come up with that you could tell to someone's child without them being mad at you. That's a real challenge. Okay, so cross post replies. So this one, I'm gonna get started on, but I know we'll definitely not finish it here. But basically, so this one's gonna be interesting. I have some notes about how I want to do replies. I have like a whole spec that I had written out many months ago about how I want to do all this cross-posting stuff. So let me see what my notes are for SN cross-posting. Pull this over here so I don't dox my whole life. Sweet. Okay. P3. Oh, I already did this. I have a spec sheet. Here it is. Okay. So spec for reply. So parent must have a property that denotes it was cross-posted. The root must have a property that denotes it was cross-posted. The rest is the same as discussion post above. Okay. So we have a parent and a root. So, yes, of course. So since, let's see, do we have something with multiple comments? Here it is. Could computer me? I bet. I love these nonsensical seed data items. Okay, cool. So yeah, we have this kind of nesting of the replies here. So we're gonna have a root item, and then there's gonna be a parent item. So in order for reply to be cross-posted, if you want to cross-post this reply right here, what needs to be true is not only that this has been cross-posted, this top-level item, but that this item, its parent, has also been cross-posted. So that'll be interesting to figure out. And this logic will kind of live in this item. So this is item info right here. So I probably want to start there. Like I want to start on the condition. I just want to correctly render a cross-post item button if the parent has been cross-posted and if the root has been cross-posted. So starting from there, if I get that criteria correct, then from there I'll be pushing that item into a reply to event function I'll make. And it should be pretty straightforward from there, but it's this part right here. This will maybe be a little bit tricky. So let's start here. Let me see if I can just get this going. So let's just console log the items on this page. Lib pages. So I'm on items. Wait, what page am I on? I'm on items at ID. Items ID index. And then we have item full. So let's go in the item full component. Sweet. Item, bio, rank, props. Awesome. So I'm just going to console log item here. Log item. And we should get all the items, including the replies here. So let's rerun this page, if I'm in the right component, at least. Oh no, we're slowing down again. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Okay, is this everything? It doesn't really look like it. There's definitely more comments here than this, but let's look through some of these. Path, parent ID. Determine magazine, police agent billion. Okay, so this is our top level item. Determine magazine. Determine magazine. Okay, cool. So this is just showing us the top level item again and again. This is an item full. We have a root provider, item.parent, comment. If item.parent ID true, we have this comment component. And then we have top level item. If bio. Item.comments and comments component. So let's go into here. Sweet. Let me undo this actually. Discard changes. Okay, so the comments, parent ID and bio. Comments, this and then goes into comment. Item. It looks like we have the full item here. And is this where we have like item info? I believe it is. Item info. Yeah. Sweet. So this is where we would put the cross-posted button. Cool. So this is where I want to start. So let's actually log comment. Oh wait, not comment. Item. Refresh this. Sweet. This looks about right. Okay, that's enough. Is it going? Is it still going? Okay. Okay, cool. Comment. So we have a parent ID. Text ID. And then there should be, is there a root? Preview ID. Path. Parent ID is 458122, and the path is 458122. 458. So it looks like this path is like the path back up to the root, which is kind of crazy. Because I'm gonna have to crawl the parent IDs. Damn. Let's look inside of the item info component. What do we have access inside of there right now? Item info. Okay, we pass in the item. Yeah, and it has all these conditions for if it's an item, if it's a full, if it's a comment. I do not like this song. Okay. Where's the current cross-post drop-down item? So if it, right now this is what we're saying, if item and item.mine and item, and there's not a node ID and it's not a job and there's not a parent ID. Is there a root anywhere here? Item, full, root, use root. So what is root right here if I call it? Okay, here we go. Okay, so we do have root here. We have the root ID, and this is actually the full root item. And I can see node ID is null, so that's very nice. Okay, so we already have this piece of information here. So let's just start to create a new condition similar to our other one. And we'll make the code better over time, but I just want to start to get this right. For post. replies. Put this right here. Okay. And so we want to say if item.mind, that is true. If there's not a node ID, correct. Okay. And I'm gonna say and not item, root dot no ID. Oh wait, no. We need the root to have a node ID. Okay, so if we have the item, if the item is mine, if it hasn't been cross-posted, if the root has been cross-posted, and if the parent. So do I have parent here, or do I just have parent ID? Parent ID, parent ID, parent ID, parent ID, parent ID. Yeah. So currently I just have the parent ID. So that means I need to query for the parent to see if they have cross-post or not. That's kind of annoying. I don't want to have to do that. Do we have any queries in this component currently? Reply is post. What is full? What's full going to show us? Full is undefined. Full is just true. Okay. So that's just if we're on the full view page, I guess, for a particular item. And I see no other way to do this except for doing the query. So if I need a query for an item by its parent ID, I'm going to do a use lazy query. And there's not that many. Get dupes. Action position. Item fields to get related. Use query. I want to reuse if there's already a query in here that's similar. I want to like reuse it or copy it. Chain fee button. Fetch more, with me, query for me, price, directory list, use cross-poster user list.
I have designed this speaker to amplify my thoughts
User
so people
full.
won't quit asking me for sandwiches. That should work.
Invoice,
I don't know
item.
Go ahead,
Okay,
Mike.
here's one. Post edit. Variables ID equals router.query.id. Data. Okay. Now let's take something like this and we'll refactor it. Okay, back into item info. Okay.
Yeah, we poked you with sticks till you fell down. Remember?
You sure I didn't harness the power of the sun?
No, it's definitely sticks. Beaten with
Cons
sticks.
data. Cons
Go
parent
get 'em.
data. Parent ID. Where's the item.parent ID? Item.parent ID. Parent ID. Item.
How's it going, man?
So maybe use effect. Do I need to wait for this data, or can I just like try to think? If I can say const
Are you still here?
is parent cross posted equals parent.data dot item dot note
Welcome to the
ID.
program.
I'm sorry. I thought the show was over.
It started?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's just assume that works for right now. Where are we at? Okay, sweet. So if we have the item, if it's mine, if it hasn't been cross-posted, if the root at the top level has been cross-posted, and if is parent cross-posted. If that is all true, I should be presented with the cross-post drop-down item. Cool. This is actually going to be kind of hard to test because I will have to make multiple nim accounts and comment all on the same item, I think. Use query is not defined. Okay. Use query from. Bring it over here. Or use query. Item is not defined. Okay, seems to render. Let's get rid of this console log and put in a new one. Shit. Where did I put it? In comment. Just remove that. It's the only change. Okay, cool. Oh, sorry, I'm jumping around. Okay, here we go. Just want a console log. Log is parent cross posted. And maybe I'll actually also console log the parent data. Parent data. Parent data. Okay, undefined, undefined, undefined. God damn it. Let's do use effect for this. Use effect. Callback function. Parent data. Let's do this. Load. And do we ever get parent data? Or maybe I'm forgetting something, I'm missing something. I know the parent ID is there. Use query for item. Variables ID equals item.parent ID. Just make sure we have our item. Dot parent ID. Parent ID. Okay, so we have parent ID. Let's try item full. Do another refresh here. So I must be screwing up my query somehow here. Use query, item full. Let's look for anything similar to this. Actually, let's do this. Query.id. Just run it. We call it data. Is it because I renamed it to parent data? Should I not have done that? Data equals. I'm still getting somewhat familiar with Prisma. But I don't think you need to call it data. Parent data, oops. Data. Okay, what do we do this time? No, it's just loading. Come on. Oh, here we go. Okay, we are getting it now. So I guess I have to call it data. I can't just give it any named variable, but that's okay. It's reloading again. Oh no, it's nothing again. Wait, no, there we go. Holy shit. This is running a lot. Okay, so we get back data, and it'll be data.item. And we have note ID, cool. So we have data.item.note ID. That actually is correct. So, and then we have is parent cross posted? Null, 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 null. Should I use state for this? Has new comments. It has new comments. Okay. Yeah, let's do const is set is parent cross posted. Okay, and then right here we'll say if data and data.item and data.item.note ID. Let me set it to true. Otherwise, it defaults to false. Cool. But none of these should come back as true because still none of these are cross-posted, I believe. Is it reloading? No, I'll give it another run.
Well, here we are, back on the hot, muggy streets of New York.
Oh, I'm not console logging it. Is parent false? Okay. So this is kind of a start here. Yeah, I think this is a good point to let's lint it again. Let's just push what we have. This is at least some kind of a start. I've done a lot of the upfront difficult thinking here. This should be like all of the conditional, like the conditions we need to check up front to determine if something should be able to be cross-posted, a reply that is. And from here, all I have to do is just make sure that it's formatted and it's piped into the cross-post function. So hopefully the rest should be pretty straightforward. But I gotta get home to Mrs. Plebdev. Get home for dinner tonight. Okay, so I linted everything. Let's get add thing, get commit shim. Checking if parent and root are cross-posted in order to render cross-post button on item info for reply. It's kind of a long description, but whatever. Git push, set up stream. Sweet, okay. Branch created, this should be on mine. Cross-post replies. Sweet. That looks good. Alrighty. Well, thanks for tuning in if you did. I'm gonna record a better demo of the SN Dev environment. We had a little bit of trouble setting it up, so I'm probably just gonna record a video to do that. But keep an eye out. I will be streaming more this week, probably on Thursday, and then I'm gonna plan on doing a workshop this weekend, which I'll stream, and I'll announce that soon once I get it working. And maybe I'll actually work on my workshop one of these nights when I stream next. But thanks y'all for tuning in. Check out Plebdevs if you are interested in learning how to code, if you want to build Bitcoin, Lightning, Nostr apps, and if you want to become a Bitcoin developer. But cheers y'all, happy Monday. I'll see you soon.